Hello everyone and welcome to Earp Sister Feels, episode number 2. My name is Kevin Batchelder and thank you very much for checking us out here, for coming back if you watched episode 1 or if you just discovered us. Either way, it's great to have you here. And episode number 1 was a lot of fun to do, and I really appreciate all the great feedback you folks sent in, not only specific to the topics discussing the first episode of Wynonna Earp, but also ideas on doing these videos that I have planned. So I really love that it's a community project and you folks are definitely getting on board. Couple of quick items there, just to let you know, you don't have to send in video feedback to actually give feedback on the particular episodes as I cover them. The thoughts that are shared on Twitter are wonderful. What I do is as I release each of these episodes, there'll be a thread on the @Earp Sister Feels Twitter account. And if you don't want to do video, you prefer to just do it in tweets, go right ahead and do it there, because I do put these in a blog post at WynonnaEarpFans.com so folks can discover them later and see the conversation. I mean, the videos are really fun, and I really can't thank the folks who sent in ones for the first episode enough, and hopefully more of you are going to do that as we move forward. I know some of you have mentioned on Twitter there's specific episodes coming up that you're looking forward to sharing your thoughts on. So, again, it's just a lot of fun. Feel free to share it around. It's a great way for us to have something to do here during hiatus leading up to season 4. All right, today's episode, though, is going to be about episode 2 of Wynonna Earp, episode 102, Keep the Home Fires Burning. We've got our situation where we get to spend some time at Shorty's. This is the first time we see the Earp sisters together in this particular episode. Wynonna sharing with Waverly some of the drawings that she found at the homestead as she's been kind of cleaning it up now after the events that happened in episode 1. We get the great line, you adorable psycho, that's oftentimes used in videos and very appropriate here as they're developing their relationship in the show. That's wonderful. We also end up going back to the homestead where we have dolls there as they're kind of discover and they realize they need to clean it up and so forth. Waverly's being so cute, looking around at stuff. And also they have that scene where as they're looking around, they do come to finding the growth marks, that are carved in like the doorway there at the homestead. And at the time, Waverly mentions that she's not on there. We come to learn a little more about that as the series goes on. But that's certainly very kind of cool for me because, as many of you know, Bonnie, Bridget, and I got to do our Wynonna Earp set visit. And actually seeing that set and being able to put my hand right on those as we saw them, I mean, goosebumps. That was so cool. So that was kind of neat there. We also, in this episode, have the situation as they're dealing with the Revenant of the Week, if you will, that the two of them have to have the first, well, they don't have to, but we get the first time the two of them are sitting, if you will, at a fire outside the homestead there as Wynonna's concerned about the Revenant coming. But that's the first time of many, as you know, through the series. We're going to have the two of them having some very meaningful discussions sitting by the fire there. And then once things start to go sideways and they're concerned with the Revenant, when they have to run inside the homestead, Wynonna with the mention of the Revenant and talking about it being very high on the disturbo meter. I mean, that was so much fun. First time we saw that. She's still trying to protect Waverly. She's trying to tell her to go hide, go away, and Waverly wants none of it. She wants to be involved. We're really seeing now that despite how much Wynonna, as the big sis, wants to protect her, Waverly still wants to be involved and help to do some things. It's when Wynonna mentions to Waverly that this guy is one of the folks who was part of the 7, when they lost Willer and all. Waverly, boy, that gets her in motion. That's the first time we get to see her, I think, cock the shotgun. Well, no, not the first, because she shot Wynonna in the pilot episode. But we do get to see her really step up, cock it here, and she gives the infamous shit ticket line. Which is so much fun, and even Wynonna following it up with how she loves when she says that. So we are really seeing the bonding even more right here in this episode. It's wonderful. And then it's a subtle thing, but I know we talked about it on our Tales of the Black Badge podcast, and many of you have over the last couple of years, because we also have the point where they end up going out looking to dig up the talisman. And the two of them are still in their pajamas. They're in their PJs, folks. I mean, I know some folks have noticed it, but some folks don't. I mean, so seeing them literally dealing with the spawn of hell and running around in pajamas to do it, just being themselves and creating that comfort level, I know for me, just resonates. Right down to when Wynonna has got, I think it's Levi on the ground, and she does that line that, so many of us love and gets quoted in every article about the show. In terms of the fact she's going to be there and says literally, I am the girl with the big ass gun. God, we love that line. It's so meaningful there. And then, too, as we finish up the episode again, the two of them sitting together by the fire. We get, when Wynonna's letting Waverly know that she gets to be involved to a certain degree, and she gets so excited, and then that just genuine, pure excitement of, ooh, do I get a badge and a code name, and oh, what about a flamethrower? And lots to come on that. So it's, again, some really strong Earp Sister stuff here in episode number 2. Lots more of it coming. So please take a moment, share some thoughts on this particular episode. Again, these don't have to be overarching entire series, everything that the Earp Sisters mean to you that you have to share. We're trying to kind of break it down episode by episode, make it a little easier. So feel free, reply to the tweet where this video is contained. Or please send in a video. Those are so much fun, as you saw. If you saw the completed one, I record my thoughts for a couple of minutes, then post it for a few days, and you can use that button right below this video to respond via video. You don't need an app or anything. You just need to use your smartphone, and you can send in your thoughts. Feel free, 1 or 2 minutes, as the folks did last episode, and it's a lot of fun getting different voices on here. So don't hesitate to do that. It doesn't need to be highly polished. We love hearing the passion in your voice. So sharing some thoughts there. We'll give you a few days to keep this up there. I try to keep them open for maybe 3 or 4 days before I close it down and add those videos in as folks send them. But lots more coming in the coming months. Appreciate you checking in. Keep Earping it, folks. Appreciate it. Hope you all take care.
Hey Kevin, KYLIE here. Just wanted to send you a quick video saying thank you so much for starting this project. I cannot wait to keep seeing videos pop up on my Twitter feed. Anything Earp Sisters related, and I am always all in. With 102, some of my favorite scenes, especially the campfire scene, because it's the first real scene like that where you get the emotional and funny side of things. I love Dom and Mel's chemistry in this beginning of season 1, where you're not quite sure still, or as an audience, we're not quite sure the dynamic of the two. It's great to see that sort of playful but yet emotional side, and especially when they're going through the Earp homestead, and with Waverly sort of showing off that her side of things was a little bit different than Wynonna's. So I look forward to more of these videos, and keep up the great work.
So, episode 201. Wow. I completely agree with Kevin. There are so many Earp Sister feels in this. I think I'm going to focus mostly on the scene in Shorty's bar with Gus before Red comes in, where Waverly shows Wynonna the photo that, well, let me backtrack, where Wynonna shows Waverly the picture that Waverly had drawn of their childhood, and the whole "you adorable psycho" happened, which was super cute. But the photo itself was kind of super sad, right? If you look at it from a Waverly point of view. But what I think it really shows is how much Wynonna meant to Waverly, from the very beginning of their childhood. If you look at that photo, there's Mom, there's Dad, there's Wynonna, there's Willa, and then there's little Wynonna, or little Waverly with a sad face. I did a Photoshop just before Gone as a Girl Can Get, a couple or an episode or a season later, where Wynonna didn't exist, and how completely sad Waverly's life would have been without Wynonna. Like, Wynonna was such an integral part of Waverly's early childhood, and that became so clear in this episode, and particularly in this episode when we have the knowledge of what comes in the future and what Waverly's life would have been without Wynonna in her life. And it's not wonderful. And so I'm so grateful for Wynonna for being part of Waverly's life and making her the little ray of sunshine she is. Because I think Wynonna really had a huge part of that. I think this might be, and I'd have to go back and rewatch episode 1, because I think she does, Wynonna puts herself between Waverly and Dolls in episode 1, but in this episode she also puts herself between Waverly and Red, and so this is, we start seeing very, very protective Wynonna, which I think we will, we'll continue to see forever, not forever. Well, actually, I hope forever. We'll see it certainly in episodes to come, where Wynonna puts herself between Waverly and danger. And she certainly did it here when Red busted in shortly after they were showing each other that photo, or that drawing, rather. And, yeah, I know this has been kind of a little all over the place, but basically, it's clear from episode 2, and even earlier, these two sisters meant so much to each other. And they mean so much to me. All right. Thank you.